Guys, welcome to September's video. Deer season's here. It's open in some areas of the United States. It's about to open in the rest. What we're going to cover in this month's video is trail camera location for early season, how to maximize that, a few tips on last minute food plot preparation, and just some things to really boost your plots to help you in your season to come. So let's knock it out. All right, so my number one tip starting out is fertilizing clover plots. If you've got a clover plot, clover chicory plot, however it may be, right now is an awesome time to fertilize that. So you can see it's greening up. As the fall months set in, your clover is really gonna explode back up and it's gonna start pulling nutrients up out of the ground. So you gotta think of plants, whatever it might be, your fall blends, your spring, your corn, your soybeans, your clover. What these are is they're just a transfer of nutrients to the deer. These plants are pulling the nitrogen, phosphate, potassium, zinc, sulfur, all the micronutrients. They're pulling those up into the plant, and the deer are eating them and digesting them, which goes into the deer's digestive system, obviously, and breaks down in their body as vitamins and minerals available for their bodies to use. So I'm spreading fertilizer out right now. I'm spreading a triple 13 nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium. It's also got some zinc in it. That is really gonna boost these plants right now. Deer are hitting this. I want this plot to be have its maximum draw power as the hunting season rolls in. We're gonna be hunting this plot, and I want the deer to have every reason to come here. I want these plants to be palatable and really maximize my chances at getting a deer, hopefully that really big buck on this plot because of the draw power of the clover. Let's take just a minute and talk about trail cameras and food plots in early season. So you've heard me say in past videos, deer, just observe and watch what the deer are doing. The deer will give you a pretty good idea of what they like to do. They'll capture walking through low areas. They'll prefer feeding in certain areas, prefer bedding in certain areas. So we've built this whole plan of building whitetails around how to help the deer do what they like to do even better. So let's just transition trail cameras right into that. So if we've got a bedding area or a transition area, an area that we don't want to put much pressure on, let's put a cell cam there. It's awesome. Maybe have one of the micro link S's out. One with a solar panel, maybe an external battery pack. So, make it last as long as you possibly can so that you don't have to go in there and pressure those deer, okay? So that's gonna be either your bedding areas or transition routes. Now let's bring it out into the food. So deer are still pretty patternable this time of year, early deer season. Oftentimes we've got driveways and things coming to our food plots that you can just drive to. Maybe just put a basic cell cam there. So we're in this clover plot. This is in the central area of my farm. I just mowed this and fertilized this. The only time I'll be back here, unless something crazy happens, is when I harvest the corn and when I come to hunt this. And so I put a cell cam up with a solar panel, and I don't want to ever have to come back in here for the rest of deer season to touch this thing. No pressure, and because I'm really close to a bedding area over here, got a bedding area over here. Now my destination food source. We're gonna go over to my destination food source and we're gonna cover that one. What are they hitting on? And using those trail cameras to tell you, hey, the deer are really hitting clover today. Maybe there's a weather pattern. Let's look at the weather pattern and correlate how the deer are hitting what they're on. Maybe the clover today, maybe it's your green plots, maybe it's grains, and really use those trail cameras to help you figure out what the deer are doing and help you learn how to deer hunt even better, because the deer will tell you what to do. You just have to really pay attention and watch what they're doing. Okay, so right behind the camera is where 99% of the deer come into this destination food source that I've got. I've got grain, I've got green off to the east. The bedding area is back behind us, so just like we keep saying, they're going to transition from bedding to food. I'm going to put a solar dark right here, back up against the switchgrass to catch them as they enter the field here. I don't like to stick my cameras out in the middle of the plot where they're just, blaringly obvious. I think the deer get a little worried about that. So I'm going to tuck it back into the switchgrass here. Make sure there's no switchgrass. We're going to be waving in front of the camera, but still try to give it some seclusion. So this is we're going to have a lot of action here. This solar panel is facing up towards the sun, and I put the biggest card in this camera that I could find because it's going to get a lot of pictures. So actually, I want to go further back than that. I'm going to tuck it back in here. And then I'm going to clear some of this grass out and we'll be gone. So guys, that's going to bring a close to September's video. October video, we're going to hit the rut. We're going to go over scrapes. We're going to go over rubs. How you can really maximize your intel from your cameras in regards to that. We're going to really dive into it and try to get you guys as much useful information as possible. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Give us some feedback. We'd love to hear on how we can help you guys improve your deer season, your trail camera experience. Thanks. Best of luck.